everybody, I'm Shapriya. Welcome to K-3 Kids Church Online. I'm coming to you from Community Christian Church in White Marsh, Maryland, where we are all about helping people find their way back to God. K-3 Kids Online is the place for kindergartners through third graders to learn all about Jesus and how much He loves us. I'm so glad you're tuning in because all month long we've been talking about hope. Hope is believing that something good can come out of something bad. Of course, the biggest and the best reason we can have hope is because Jesus is alive. Last week we talked about how Jesus died on a cross, came back to life, and made a way for us to be with God forever. When we think about what Jesus did for us, we can have hope in any situation. We can remember that God loved us enough to send Jesus for us. And that can help us trust God no matter what. Today, we'll talk about someone who had a bit of a hard time trusting God. But before we get into that, let's have some fun. I've got some very puzzling questions to ask you, and I want to see how you answer them. Okay, these are all would you rather questions. There are no right or wrong answers, just decisions to be made. Cool? I'll play two. Okay, the first one. Would you rather eat M&Ms or Sour Patch Kids? That's not a tough one for me. I'm definitely going to go with M&Ms. Okay, would you rather always be dressed up or always wear your pajamas? I love dressing up as much as the next girl, but pajamas all the way for me. Would you rather have a flying carpet or your own personal robot? Guys, what do you think? Flying carpet, robot? I definitely am going to go with the flying carpet. Although the robot is cool. Would you rather see a giant ant or a tiny giraffe? Wow, I'm going to have to say tiny giraffe. How cool would that be? Okay, guys, would you rather drink sour milk or eat rotten eggs? Oh, this is no contest. Sour milk for me. What did you guys say? Would you rather have really small hands or really big feet? I would go with big feet. I think that would be pretty funny. That was so much fun. Some of those were really tough questions. I wasn't sure what to pick. Thanks for playing along, everyone. Now it's time for one of my absolute favorite things to do, singing and praising God with all of you. We sing worship songs to help us think about how awesome God is, and also as a way for us to tell Him how much we love Him. And today's song is called Happy Day. So stand up and let's sing.
Alive. The empty cross, the empty grave, life eternal, you have won the day. Shout it out, Jesus is alive. He's alive. Oh, happy day, you wash my sin away. Oh, happy day, happy day. When I stand in that place, realize meeting face to face, I am yours, Jesus, you are mine. In this joy, perfect peace, earthly pain finally will cease. Celebrate, Jesus is alive. He's alive. Happy day, you wash my sin away.
What a great song! And even though Easter is over, we can sing that song anytime and be reminded of Jesus and what he did for us. The greatest day in history. As a matter of fact, today we'll take a closer look at what happened after Jesus died on a cross and came back to life. You see, when Jesus died, his followers was really scared. They didn't know what would happen next. I think we can feel scared and confused at times too, right? Today's story might just help us out in the time like that. Let's check it out.
The Bible. It's 66 books of history, stories, letters, and poetry that fit together to form God's one big story. The epic adventure of how he created us and loves us so much that he made a way to rescue us. As we travel through the Bible, from Genesis to Revelation, we discover people who met God and found their lives changed forever. Now, for an amazing story, inspired by the book of John, chapter 20, verses 19 through 29.
On the first Easter Sunday, before anyone knew to call it Easter, Jesus' disciples gathered together behind closed doors. Thomas paced the room. Peter and John and the others sat at the table, but no one was very hungry.
I tell you, the tomb was completely empty, just like Mary told us. Not empty. The linen cloths were still there.
Thomas stopped pacing.
I don't get it. Why would someone steal his body but leave the cloths behind?
They didn't. That's the point.
You mean you believe, Mary, that she saw Jesus alive?
Why would she lie to us?
I don't know. Everything's upside down. None of us has slept. They could come for us at any minute.
Like anyone, Thomas felt it must be a closed case. There was no point in debating.
I'm with Mary.
What about you, Peter?
Well, there's Lazarus. He was dead and Jesus called him out alive. We all saw it.
Thomas started pacing again.
I can't take this. I gotta get some fresh air.
Be careful, okay?
I'm not marching into the temple court or anything. Just taking a walk.
No one spoke. They had already gone over and over again the events of the past few days and the things Mary had told them.
I believe Mary. I think he's alive. But if it's true, won't he be angry? We all just deserted him, and
Suddenly, with no sound, no movement, a man stood among them.
Jesus!
May peace be with you.
As the disciples stared in awe and shock, Jesus raised his hands to show them his side. Marks burned bright on his skin, where the nails had been driven and where a soldier's sword had pierced him.
Jesus,
Jesus smiled at each of his friends in turn.
The Father has sent me, so now I am sending you.
When Jesus left as quickly as he had come, his friends stared at each other. Then John leapt to his feet, unable to contain his joy.
It's true. It's really true.
Thomas slipped back inside the room.
what's true?
We've seen the Lord. Jesus was right here in this room. He didn't need to open the door. He just showed up.
Whoa, hold on. You all saw him?
Yes, yeah, we saw him with our own eyes.
You guys, it's just wishful thinking.
You think all of us made this up?
I just can't wrap my mind around it. Not until I see the nail marks in his hands. I must put my finger where the nails were. I must put my hand in his side. Only then will I believe.
All week, Thomas refused to waver or listen to the other disciples.
Just stop. He died. It was terrible.
The following Sunday, the disciples gathered again behind locked doors. This time, though, excitement rippled through the room.
Did you hear? Jesus showed up on the road to Emmaus. Well, maybe he'll appear again this week.
You guys, enough.
But even as Thomas protested, suddenly, someone else stood in the room with them.
May peace be with you.
Jesus smiled at Thomas and held out his hands. He knew every word that Thomas had spoken to his friends.
Put your finger here. See my hands? Reach out your hand and put it into my side. Stop doubting and believe.
Thomas felt a deep peace and great joy surging through him.
My Lord and my God.
Because you have seen me, you have believed. Blessed are those who have not seen me, but still have believed.
Thomas was eyewitness to the unbelievable. Jesus was alive. And Jesus didn't shame Thomas for his doubts or questions. Instead, Jesus lovingly answered Thomas and showed that no question is too big for Jesus.
It's very normal to have questions. I mean, we're people. We can only see one small piece of the puzzle, but God knows everything. God is in control of the bigger picture. That's really helpful to know when we're struggling with something that we don't quite understand. And that's what our bottom line is all about this week. Whatever happens, remember, God is bigger than your questions. Think about Thomas. He had a hard time believing that Jesus had come back from the dead. He'd heard about it from his friends, but still, he hadn't seen Jesus with his own eyes. And instead of keeping that to himself, Thomas said it out loud. In the end, Jesus showed up and gave Thomas the proof that he was looking for. We can't see everything that God can see, but we can trust that God can help us with our questions, or even be okay when we have questions that might not have an answer at all. God knows how many stars that there are in the sky. God knows how many hairs are on our heads. And while there are definitely things we don't know, we do know that God is with us no matter what. So if you're not sure about something and you're feeling puzzled, you do not have to keep that inside. You can pray and talk to God about it. You can read the Bible, or you can ask an adult. You can ask the people of God that God has put in your life, like your family members. And of course, you're always welcome here at CCC, where we're here for you and we can help you talk through your questions. For now, we have some resources linked in the description of this video, so check them out and be sure to come back next week for another episode of C3 Kids Online. In a new month, it's going to be a new month, so that means that our new Life app is going to be brand new. It's going to have a brand new look. Okay? We'll see you then. Bye!